Once upon a time, in a small village at the foot of a mountain, lived a young man who was known for his laziness. While the other villagers toiled in the fields and workshops, he spent his days lying under a tree, napping and daydreaming. One day, a wise monk arrived in the village. He couldn't help but notice that every time he walked by, the young man was in the exact same spot, lazing under a tree. One day, the monk approached him and asked, "Why do you waste your days lying here? Why don't you work like the others?" The young man stretched and yawned. "Work is tiring. Why should I bother?" The monk thought for a moment and then said, "Would you like to be rich?" The young man sat up, intrigued. "Of course. Who wouldn't? Can you make me rich?" The monk smiled. "Beyond that mountain, there's a cave with a precious diamond inside. If you find it, you'll never have to work again." The young man frowned, narrowing his eyes. "Are you serious? You're not just making this up, are you?" The monk nodded. "You'll find it there, but getting to it won't be easy. You'll have to climb the mountain and cross to the other side." The young man glanced at the towering mountain and groaned. "That sounds like a lot of effort. Isn't there an easier way?" The monk shrugged. "If you think it's too much, then forget about it." He turned to leave. The young man hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath. "All right, fine, I'll go. But if you're lying, I won't let you hear the end of it." The young man jumped to his feet. The thought of instant wealth fueled his determination, and he set off. But the climb was steep, and he quickly grew tired. He considered turning back, but the promise of riches pushed him forward. After hours of struggling, he finally reached the peak. As he looked around, he was stunned by the breathtaking view, something he had never taken the time to notice before. The descent was even worse. He stumbled, fell, scraped his knees, and cursed under his breath. But he kept going. At last, he reached the cave. His heart pounded as he rushed inside. He searched every corner, but there was no diamond. He searched again but found nothing. His excitement turned into frustration and anger. "That monk tricked me," he muttered, clenching his fists. "I climbed all that way for nothing." Exhausted and furious, he realized he still had to climb all the way back. For a moment, he thought about staying there forever, but hunger and exhaustion left him with no choice. After another grueling climb, he finally made it back to the village and stormed up to the monk. "You lied to me. There was no diamond," he shouted. The monk smiled. "Are you sure you found nothing?" "Yes, I searched everywhere," the young man insisted. The monk chuckled. "Before this journey, you wouldn't even get up from under that tree, but you climbed a mountain, faced hardships, and made it back. Don't you see? You found something far more valuable. The diamond of diligence. Now you know what you're capable of. With that, you can achieve anything." The young man was stunned. He realized the monk was right. He had doubted his own strength, but this journey had shown him that he was far more capable than he had ever believed. From that day on, he worked in the fields with determination, knowing that real success comes from effort, not shortcuts. This story highlights the root causes of laziness and how to overcome them. The young man lacked motivation at first, but the promise of a reward pushed him into action. Similarly, when we lack goals, we often feel unmotivated. Setting clear objectives can help us break free from laziness. Another reason for laziness is comfort. The young man was content in his village with easy access to food and shelter. But when he stepped out of his comfort zone, he realized he needed to take action to survive. In real life, we often avoid challenges when we have easier options. By placing ourselves in situations where success is the only choice, we force ourselves to grow. Lastly, many people don't realize their true potential. The young man didn't believe he could climb a mountain, but once he did, he discovered his inner strength. We all have hidden abilities, but laziness and doubt keep us from realizing them. Once we push past those barriers, we unlock our full potential. Diligence is the key to success. It transforms potential into achievement and turns dreams into reality. Laziness isn't something to accept, it's a challenge to overcome. By embracing hard work and ambition, we can push ourselves toward a fulfilling and successful life. The true diamond isn't found in a cave, it's within us, waiting to be shaped with our determination, perseverance, and efforts.